qué rico. ¿Quieres un cafecito? ¿Quieres un latte? Quizás un Yapp-a-Latte. Hay que yappear together. Enjoy, amigo, it's welcome to Yapp-a-Latte. Qué rico. Qué rico. Qué rico. Qué rico. Qué rico. Qué rico. Qué rico.
What is the name of our show? Hello, everybody.
Yapp-a-Latte?
Okay, Yappa, right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our show, Yapp-a-Latte. I am one of your hosts, Peppa-Bite.
And with you, as usual, is Glithy.
And it's been a weird May, especially with the upload schedule. I want to blame this on ghosts, but could also blame it on myself.
There are
But
lots of factors.
what's new with you, I guess?
Not much, to be honest. Mostly just, trying to get healthy.
Ooh, a health journey. I guess it is summertime. And I don't know how you feel about it, but for those who don't know, in Japan, you get roasted just for existing above a certain... I don't even know what determines it, to be honest. I don't think it's BMI. I don't think it's... I don't know what it is, but they're looking.
It's just a vibe in the air.
Like, they know... It's creepy because, how do I put this? It's like, the people that are, like, casually racist versus, like, the professional racist that could, like, take a look at you and, like, narrow you down to what village you came from in, like, Europe somewhere. Like, that's how... I think, you know what? I don't even think it's Japanese only. It might even be, like, a lot of East Asia. But they will, like, do a full calculation of everything. Your background, your health level, your work, your job, and you're still gonna fail, most likely. Like, they're still gonna be like, yeah, you could actually be a little healthier. You could be better. I'd rather not be seen at the beach with you. That's how I feel about it. But anyways, maybe I'm just projecting my own experiences out here so far, but what's your focus on for health?
I'm not gonna lie, it's on losing some weight.
And how's that going?
I think it's going pretty well. One thing to know about Tokyo, if you don't know, is it is hot as all get out here. So I'm exercising indoors.
Oh.
Because I don't want to die.
Yeah, and I guess this would be the perfect time to mention one of our future sponsors, OS1. OS1 is a electrolyte rehydration drink that I'm pretty sure the WHO uses it, which is probably something that works against OS1 at this point. But the WHO uses it. It's internationally recognized for being able to bring you back from the brink of straight up, like if you're in the edge of the Sahara and you're about to go, you will be brought back with this drink. And it has a lot of sodium for the American standards, but you can safely ignore those standards for sure and just drink it, especially out here. I think there's a reason.
Oh no. The reason I brought up that it's hot in Tokyo is I'm sure there are at least 1 to 3 people that listen to this podcast that are like, I'm going to come to Japan. If you come in the summer, just buy the OS1. And if you can't find it, Pocari Sweat or Aquarius, just do it. I don't feel the same about OS1, but you're sick when you take a sip of Pocari Sweat or Aquarius and it actually tastes good.
Yeah. You can do the same thing with OS1. Yeah, for those who don't know, your body isn't stupid. So if you're dehydrated and you eat something salty, it'll taste delicious. And if you're actually like you're not that sick at all, and you take some OS1, you'll probably want to spit it out because it'll taste like in my mind, it tastes kind of like some like thick or like soupy or something, and you're like, ugh. But the thing is, if you're walking around like a tourist out here in the sun, you're more likely than not to actually be dehydrated there. So that would be my thing. I would definitely recommend going for the OS1. But you're right. If you're just casual, if you're eating all the time, like if you're having your ramen and stuff, because I would argue that's why like food is so quote unquote salty out here in East Asia. You got like the ramen, you got like the kimchi, you got like the soy sauces. Like it's like, yeah, you probably needed that if you're sweating bullets working outside. But as a tourist, you probably will need something like that for sure. So your solution is to stay inside.
Well, for the exercise, I do still go outside. Like, you got to get your sunlight.
And how you stay
in freedom units, it is 80 degrees outside these days. I went for I don't know what to call it, the office girly setup. I have a treadmill and a standing desk.
Okay.
I know it's popular in the States. I don't know about like in other places, but I just work or put on a podcast or something and start walking.
Interesting. And it's hard for me to, like, I have a pretty big place for now. Do we really have anything in this world? But I have a pretty big place, and I don't know, setting up like a whole, is it a treadmill?
Yeah. Don't think of like the big, like traditional ones. I have like a flat one called a walking pad.
Okay. All right.
And so it's treadmill. It's meant to go under a desk.
I feel like that would be hard to balance. I'd be scared of that if it goes fast.
Yeah, if I'm typing, I have it on slow.
Okay. All right. So you walking yourself.
Yeah. So good. I walk at different speeds. I do. Apparently, interval walking is now called like Japanese walking. I don't really get the Japanese connection, but I think it's kind of like thing in Japan. Ooh.
What was it like? They had some weird name for it. I don't want to say it because it's gonna sound racist. I'm gonna say it. It was like Tabata. Is that what it was? Do
you mean Tabata training?
Yeah, that's the only connection I can think of as far as like intervals. No.
Yeah.
Man, did I just make that name up? There better be somebody named Tabata.
No, Tabata is a thing.
Okay. Yeah, it is. Okay. Dr. Izumi Tabata in 1996 developed the high-intensity interval training. So,
excuse me. I guess there is a Japanese connection. Shinsu University in Japan developed interval walking training, and then everyone was like Japanese interval walking.
I see. I don't know what's going on. I live in a regular neighborhood, and there are a lot of elderly people and people of all ages, and I'm gonna be real. If you watch like gym sports guy bros on YouTube, probably a lot of them would scoff at what they're doing. But by the same token, there are it's just like anime, no cap. There are like 12 to 16-year-olds who will kick your ass Dragon Ball Z style just for the sheer athleticism that they have going. That I'm sure have incorporated like all of these techniques that are like these really generic sounding techniques like Japanese interval training and stuff. And then there are elderly people who, of course, don't seem that impressive as middle-aged people. But will we be able to do the same things they're doing at the age of like 70 to 90? Remains to be seen.
No, because I know that there are Japanese elders that are like, it's the weekend. I'm gonna go climb Mount Fuji. And if you know, you know. But right now, they've been having a foreign tourist try to climb Mount Fuji and then call for help.
I didn't know that actually. But I'm sure it's because they lacked OS1 and probably red blood cells. But yeah. So again, you look at it, the stuff that I've seen as far as walking, it looks so unimpressive. To be honest, even their running looks so unimpressive. But I think they're actually doing it. That's the difference. Like a lot of gym people, and it does work for what their goals are, but it'll be like, I'll work out like 3 times a week or something. But out here, like I work late night and it'll be like 4 something a.m. And I hear the same old hags cackling outside my window in the dark, by the way. It's not even, and it's been like this all year. It's not like they adjusted with I guess daylight saving time doesn't exist out here, but the as far as the sun, when it was still dark at 4 something a.m., they would just be gathering outside my window and cackling. Maybe they're doing it for me specifically, I don't know. But yeah, I think it's just their sheer consistency which I don't know. I could learn from, certainly.
Oh, the consistency is definitely the main thing.
Yeah. If anything, we got to keep away all the like university level techniques that we have in the US. We got to keep it away from Japan. They'll grow too powerful. It's just everyone's like, you're gonna come out here. Already, it kind of feels that way, no? Like you're out here, like, yeah, some people are unimpressive, but we gotta realize when you see someone that looks kind of unhealthy out here, they've just gone down the path of the American, basically, because all the same food is available out here. But if you look at the people, the general people, it's like a mixture of like shame, embarrassment, determination, and obligation to have to like drink beer and like every night for some reason, and therefore have to eat less the next day. And somehow they're doing it all on like 5 hours of sleep, and so they gotta sleep on trains. It's crazy. It's insanity out here, and we're still getting mogged from a health perspective. So I do not blame you for trying to lock in on literally any part of your health out here, because the pressure is real. It's very real. Okay. I guess for me, what's new? I went to a concert. That was fun. I don't usually go out at all. And that was nice. I guess what was cool, what might be different for people who don't hang out in Japan is it was kind of like an underground idol concert, and I've never actually gone to one in all my years out here. And I went to it, and it was pretty cool because at the end of it, you could meet the artist. Like the show ended like within like 40 minutes, and I was like, what the hell was that kind of thing? And I was like, I guess I'll leave, but I saw like most people were not leaving. So then I just held back. I just chilled, and yeah, next thing I know, the idol herself comes out, because sometimes they'll have like an encore or something, but in this case, the idol herself came out, and by the way, she's an idol in the sense that I don't see her playing any instruments, but she's like the lead singer of like a kind of metal band. I think that's pretty cool. I don't know if that's so common in the U.S. Like when I've gone to concerts in the U.S., even smaller ones, you don't just get to chill with the musicians after or something. I don't know. Have you participated in something like this?
No, usually it's like sign autographs or something like that, and then they bounce.
In the US, you mean?
Yeah, like if there's time or whatever, but a lot of times they're packing up and moving on.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, that's true. They do have the autograph culture. Yeah, I've never really experienced this. It reminded me a lot of like going to maid cafes, which I have experienced. Not too much, but you get like a signature from the maid if you pay extra to get a picture with her. It's kind of like that, but it feels weird when it's like a regular musician. But I guess it was just like a solo concert, so I mean, fair enough. That was fun. And by the way, because of that, I slept like crazy. My legs hurt from all the bouncing around. I definitely felt like an old man. My legs felt like they were about to burst. When I got home, I tried sleeping. The pain from my legs woke me up, and then I just ate like a pizza and sushi, and then I went back to sleep, and then I woke up 2 hours late for our recording time. So that's what's that. Okay, but enough about us, I guess. Do you have any events, any newses for our that has been happening around in this world of ours?
So I wanted to continue a little bit of I guess it's been kind of a segment I've been doing on food in Japan and seeing if you would try it.
Oh, okay.
Because I find weird things and I love asking if you'd eat it.
Okay.
Okay. So I have a couple of different things for you, but the first one I think is the most impressive. And that is sushi pizza.
Let me try to figure out what it might be first. Okay, if it's sushi pizza, surely it has fish. And if it's pizza, I guess cheese would have to be a guarantee. So far, fish and cheese sounds pretty good. But is it rice or bread? That's the part I don't know. Okay, tell me more about this sushi pizza.
Let me tell you about this sushi pizza. So it has your crispy crust.
Okay.
Which is made from lightly fried seaweed and sushi rice.
Not bread.
Not bread.
Okay.
And then on top of that is a variety of toppings, mostly seafood. Okay. But this is Japan, so of course you could get tuna and corn.
Hell no. Okay, yeah, no, I shouldn't have spoiled it. Continue, yes. Continue.
And I believe there are a couple of other toppings. One which doesn't make sense, which is like clams with the shell, so you still gotta like slide it off the shell. That doesn't make sense. But
Okay, you don't want to know what I'm thinking right now. Okay, let's keep going.
broccoli,
Oh.
squid, maybe
Uh-huh.
some. I was about to say ebi, some shrimp.
All this on the same pizza?
No, just various pizzas.
Oh, okay.
And so
Huh?
I'm gonna drop in the chat so that you can take a look at it and maybe later put it in the video.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Bro, this shit literally looks like the SpongeBob, like that one gross burger that they had, but like
it
pizza
really
version.
does.
What? No way Japanese people even eat this.
I feel like they don't, because one of the things, I think it's like a gimmick, because if you scroll down, it does show like what they usually offer, which is kind of regular old like sashimi and sushi.
Okay, so it says here the restaurant is called Kaisen Monogatari and at Mido Suji, which is in Osaka apparently. And yes, no way would I consume this for a variety of reasons. But it looks so bad. Okay, to be honest, I was already out the moment I heard that they don't use bread, they'll use that one like fried
Fried
anything
sushi
else.
rice.
Yeah, yes. I'm not a fan of the fried rice. Like I am in Chinese food, if you do the chahan, but I'm not a fan of the fried rice when it's solidified and you can just mount stuff on it. Like I feel like as a species, humanity has so many options for mounting things on top of carbs. And Mexico has like 3 of them. We got like tortillas, we got bread, we got chips, we got naan bread, we have flat breads of all kinds. You're gonna compress rice? You're gonna give me like the compression board of rice for this? I'm already out. But also yes, some of these pictures look horrific. I'll confess, even though I do eat sushi like I did today, I'm not a big fan of seafood in general. So I will say what was clever is though this pizza has like what is it called? Not maki sushi, but it's got like a roll, like a sushi roll at the top, which I think is pretty cool. This is like the part where you would hold it on a regular pizza, the crust. Anyways, what do you think about this?
I would not try it, to be fairly honest.
Yeah. I think if you really love seafood, like maybe, but that's a you thing. If you really like seafood, because not me. And also when you mentioned corn and tuna, no way. But at the same time, I guess I shouldn't be too strict on it because it's kind of everywhere in general. Like corn is just everywhere. And it hurts me. Even though we're programmed to love corn, there's something about just like loose yellow corn everywhere that pisses me off. I don't know. How do you feel about the corn on everything?
No, I can't do the corn, and especially like corn and tuna together. It's just not a combo that I want to entertain.
Yeah. So that's gonna be a no for me, boss.
All right.
Yeah.
So that is the first thing I wanted to ask you about.
Mm-hmm.
The second one I wanted to ask you about is a little bit maybe more budget friendly.
Okay.
So 7-Eleven has a new sandwich, as they want to do all the time.
Okay.
And this one is a croquette,
Mm-hmm.
as usual, right? We're starting off well. Okay. Got a little lettuce.
Okay.
And then the piece de resistance is macaroni and cheese.
All right, now we're back. We're back, as they say. I don't see anything wrong so far. I feel like you might twist it, but if you're not planning to, then macaroni.
No, there's no twist.
Okay, macaroni shoved in a croquette. Sounds amazing. Actually, sounds cheesy. Sounds flaky. Sounds warm. Sounds like you eat that and you're gonna be thirsty for like 40 minutes afterwards. Yeah, approved. Approved, as they say. Do you have a picture of this?
Sure, I'll send you a picture of that so you can add it in. But I'll be honest, this one is a little bit...
Oh, wait a minute.
It's 7-Eleven, so it's not attractive.
Wait a minute. I made a mistake. I made a terrible mistake. I blocked out the part where this is a sandwich. I was just thinking it was like a piece of croquette with like macaroni shoved directly inside the fried part.
Yeah, I was letting you have that because I'm evil.
Nah, this is just like straight up white bread with some macaroni. Like, okay, it would still be good, but the white bread takes a lot away from it.
This is Japan. It's always white bread.
Yeah, nah. Like literally, think about it. if you just had the croquette part and then had the macaroni on top part and put that on the plate, you would be like, thank you God for this meal. But as soon as you added the crustless white bread on either end of it, now you're just like, we're back in poverty times. We're back. Like, this is like
so this is a recession indicator?
Yeah, for sure, 100%. This is a recession indicator. This reminds me of the old days. This is when you just like shove anything between two pieces of bread to feel normal again, to feel like to have some civility in your life. Man. Yeah, man, this takes a lot. And then also, for those who don't know, upon seeing this, the moment you see that white bread, you also start calculating that it's in the fridge section, it's in the refrigerated section of the 7-Eleven. So, like, imagine eating this cold-ass macaroni and cold-ass croquette on some cold-ass white bread. Like, if you're working outside like a Mexican, speaking from experience, and you open up your lunchbox, and one of these is in the corner of your lunchbox, then you're probably happy. But if you're participating in a white collar job, and your office might have a microwave on it, or 7-Eleven itself also has microwaves for you, and you're eating this sad cold ass sandwich, this is gonna be a no for me, to be honest. It's that big of a difference. I'm gonna say no.
All right.
What say you?
Oh, it's an absolute no.
Yeah. What's your reasoning?
All right, so I have my reasoning is this: it is probably just cold and sad.
The cold. It's the coldness fucks it up. Like, literally,
and
if your beloved partner or friend were to make you like all of that, the same exact thing minus the white bread, and it comes out of an oven, a pan, or a microwave even, you'd be like, thank you. I will drink this with some orange juice or something like that. But nah, from the 7-Eleven refrigerated aisle, wrapped in plastic, for you to eat cold on some sidewalk outside, and this is the best case scenario, by the way, because at least that way you're getting sunlight. Nah. No, please no. Rejected.
All right, I have one last thing for you, and this one is a triple hitter.
Okay.
So, KFC is doing its American burgers.
Ooh. Mm-hmm.
And so, first up, we have the Las Vegas style double down filet burger. For you Americans out there, you might remember the double down as 2 pieces of fried chicken.
Uh-huh.
As the bread of the sandwich.
Uh-huh.
This is that.
Man, sounds okay.
So, there's no bread.
Mm-hmm.
It is just 2 pieces of fried chicken.
Mm-hmm.
And between the fried chicken is onion rings, cheddar cheese, and what may be mayonnaise and barbecue sauce.
Okay. I like the name. I like the double down. I was about to say, did Japan come up with that? But then you said this was the name in the US as well, so.
Yeah, there used to be I think it was limited time called the double down at KFC in the US.
I was gonna say, that's way too clever. There's no way they came up with that out here. So that explains that. Okay.
Good. Then the next burger is the New York style onion ring filet burger. This one is more normal, right? It has your bun. It has some, of course, fried chicken. And then it has onion rings and cheddar cheese. But it also has bacon and onion.
Damn.
And garlic sauce. Excuse me.
I'd be curious, because I'm not from any of these places. I'd be curious if this actually represents that area in any way whatsoever.
I assume no.
Okay. Okay.
And then our last contender is the Texas style spicy avocado filet burger.
Avocado.
So this one has diced avocado filling.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, usually when they do this in Japan, they call it the California burger. But KFC says this avocado is inspired by guacamole.
Yeah, we all know guacamole is illegal in California. Many Mexicans have been deported for trying to make guacamole and in California. So you have to flee to Texas. They call Texas the refuge of guacamole, if you will. What? That's their logic? Okay. All right.
So I will say, presentation wise, of course, these burgers are more attractive than the other things I've sent you.
It's because we're American. And like a burger sounds amazing. Okay, yeah. Man, I really don't like, I'm gonna go on my rant. I really don't like how Japanese people will add green for some reason to stuff where it doesn't need to be there. Like the guacamole one is like, it's like 50% green. Like the meat blends into the wrapper at the bottom, and they got an avocado in the back, so it's probably more than 50% green. That Las Vegas, the double down looks pretty good though, not gonna lie. Looks pretty good. Looks like it'd be hard to eat, but all that meat. I'm a fan of onion rings myself. I'm gonna prove all of this, to be honest. I would eat each one. My rank would be, I do like bread, so I'm gonna do New York 1, Las Vegas 2, and Texas 3. But I saw nothing terribly offensive aside from what the hell's up with the avocado. But
I don't understand why it's guacamole inspired instead of just guacamole. Like,
that's a good question. I'm gonna start calling the guacamole some people make guacamole inspired, because that's exactly what it is. Like, I don't think there's
you're not wrong.
Yeah, I don't think there's a definitive guacamole recipe or something, but there's just something lacking usually when I've seen a lot of people's amateur guacamole. But I don't really say anything because they've obviously tuned it to their own taste buds, right? So Mexican food is friendly with that. But yeah, this what I imagine happened is because Burger King also has like avocado burgers, and Burger King being like avocado Whopper out here, so Burger King being like a fast food chain, they probably the KFC people probably got like the same supplier. They probably got access to like the same person. They're like, all right, let's incorporate this into one of our burgers.
We got too many avocados.
yeah. Going for Texas is a little crazy, but Texas does have a lot of. They got Joe Rogan over there, a Latino. I'm joking. You know the other thing I don't like about this though is the cheese. What's up? It's like literally just like it looks like American cheese, just like slapped on there cold. What's up with all the cold today? Is it because it's summer? Are they going for cold ass food?
It could be. Pull down your chicken with a piece of, well, I'm pretty sure it's probably cheddar cheese and not American cheese, but true, the feelings there.
Yeah, well, either way, it just looks like it just got slapped on there, like slap. Like, and then like I don't know, they could have, I don't know. It is very interesting what they go for out here. I feel like that would make me want to eat it less, but maybe it makes people want to eat it more out here. Gives it a little bit of structure. This isn't approved, and is it because it's called the American burgers? In katakana here it says za American burgers. Yeah. Yes, it might be. What does it say here? Suryo gente. I don't know what that means. I guess that means available stock dependent. So I guess not everyone has it, maybe.
Yeah. It's probably the one conceit.
Yeah. Okay, what would you, looking at these, which one do you think would sell the most? For which one, like, do you think Japanese customers would buy the most?
I lean towards the New York one.
Okay. Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie. I wanna hit up that double down.
Yeah, the double down's I'm looking at it. I've seen, there's a famous clip of a VTuber. Who was it? Oh no. I don't know if I can even include it, but she was looking at the Wendy's menu and she was freaking out at a burger that looked exactly like the Las Vegas one because there was like so much meat on it. And it sounds exaggerated, but again, like they have it kind of inculcated, especially the women, with regards to like size. Don't get me wrong, they'll be like snacking all day, so the volume is probably going to be the same at the end of the day. But if you present them with like a large meal, or like a meal that looks very heavy, then they'll start freaking out, especially publicly. I don't know how they feel inside their kokoro, inside their inner heart, but yeah, the Las Vegas one I don't think is going to be too popular because it just looks heavy for everybody. Probably they'll be like, I don't know about that. But yeah,
all the health conscious people are gonna go for the Texas one because greenery.
Yeah, and that's what I think would probably be the most popular one. What I would have thought would be the most popular one, but I don't know if avocado is hit or miss out here, to be honest, because I don't know. I can't think of anything else that kind of tastes like avocado. But then again, I do actively avoid vegetables out here, so maybe they do have some avocado-like substance. But okay. This is approved. All three. I would eat all three of them.
Amazing.
Yes.
So those were my charming little would Peppa Bite eat it.
I would. as they say. Okay.
But how about you? Do you have any stories?
Man, there's so much going on. You know, there's some news articles that came out that the government was using a 23andMe to trace down alien DNA and stuff. I don't know if it's that kind of show. But actually, yeah, what do you think in general about this out of nowhere, about the 23andMe just as a use case? Because this kind of does tie to our privacy situation. Like there was another story as well that biometric data was accessed from a hospital. So now they got, like, Americans are already used to having all of our social security numbers stolen and stuff, but they even had everybody's fingerprints straight up stolen because of the way they were storing them, which doesn't really make sense to me either, because you're supposed to like take the fingerprint and then create a cryptographic hash afterwards and then just dump the fingerprints so you can't go backwards. But apparently this company had just kept the fingerprints or something. But specifically 23andMe, because that was trending probably like 10 years ago or something. I think a lot of people were getting it.
Well, a lot of people got 23andMe done, including a family member of mine.
Mm-hmm.
And then it came out that they were letting, I don't remember if it was local police or the FBI access the DNA.
Yeah.
And they were like solving cold cases.
Yes.
In which, like, how upset would you be if your cousin did 23andMe and then you got arrested for a murder that you were like, I got away with that?
Yeah. Yes, that has been common, and you're right. It's not even like if you done it. It's like if someone in your close familial proximity done it, which is I don't know how to feel about that. There is the side of justice, but I don't know, man. Are killings justified? I feel like sometimes.
I mean, I'm not gonna say that I think it's okay to like murder or something, but like I don't know if it's okay for you to pass my DNA onto other parties.
Yeah. When I was thinking about killing
without
justified,
my consent.
Yes, there's that. When I was thinking about killing justified, I was thinking like literally if we just go back like 2 generations back, like, and you think about like the countryside, there was like family, what's that word? Is it rivalries? There'd be like weird family rivalries that had been going on for like 5 to 10 generations already or something, and they'd be like murdering each other, and it was just like this whole internal thing. And then there's documentaries on this where like, you know, 2 families would just be fighting it out, and then eventually somehow, like with the advent of technology, everybody got distracted or something, and now like everyone stopped caring, everybody relaxed. It was usually over something stupid like land, not stupid, but something that is less relevant nowadays, like land disputes or whatever. And there would just be like these casual killings, people be running people over and stuff, and like I don't know what, and it was illegal at the time, but it was kind of like keeping it inside that community. And it was always be like, I don't know, am I tripping? I feel like this is a thing. It's not a thing in California that much, by the way, because California.
No, this is a thing that used to happen, and like there's the popular media, I believe it's like the Hatfields versus the McCoys.
Yeah.
Two families that have hated each other since the dawn of time.
Yeah. I could picture like murdering happening between them two. And then finally, like, they kind of moved on. And then one of these pops open and it's like, well, we confirmed it. Your daddy's brother killed my daddy's daddy. And now they just reopened everything again. You know? But I don't know. Of course, you would want justice, especially if what creeps me out is always like the kidnappings and serial killers and stuff. Like I feel like those people got to be stopped, and probably worse things have to happen to them as well. But yeah, I don't know. Being you, like privacy stuff. It's funny because the way they always get you is like they'll start with like a very extreme case. Like solving a murder almost sounds justified because you're like, okay, we can wrap that up. But then you know that's not where they're going to stop. It's going to end up being like, well, there was like, we found some DNA on a crime scene and it doesn't really match yours, but it's like 40% match. So we're just going to start like blaming your entire bloodline or something like that. We're going to like go down the list and try to interview all you for our investigation. Or worse, just go straight into arrest. As has been happening with some of the cameras that like they'll do like a facial scan, and of course
the flock cameras.
Yeah, the flock cameras. They'll scan your face like in another state, and because the training data doesn't have enough people of color in it, like any person of color with like the approximate face starts getting pulled over because they get identified on the network. This happens to also white people as well. There was a case of like some white woman getting caught by this. But it's like you just have like a generic face and it's game over.
Well, I know there's cases of like, not necessarily tied to 23andMe, but where someone in your family has committed a crime and then the police like harass your family to try to catch them like committing another crime or another member committing a crime. And so imagine if they, you know, just have your DNA and they check your DNA every time there's a crime, or I don't know, the end game is probably playing your DNA somewhere.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you could do stuff.
But the other side is, I don't know if this falls into getting a little bit like tinfoil hatty, but they could also, I believe, give this data to sell to like pharmaceutical companies or biotech companies that are that want to test genetic markers or things like that.
Yeah, I mean, if your enemy buys it, and you know, Americans always think China or Russia, but literally, let's just say like you got like 2 African nations or something, because they tend to. I think even unfortunately, even in 2026, earlier this year, there's always like some killings going on between like 2 rival groups. From the outside, it seems pretty cut and dry that that they're usually like almost the same people, like because they've been in those lands for so long. Maybe I'm being ignorant here. Maybe there is like a very stark difference even at the biological level, but the experience is like to the point where they have to interview each other, like, oh, are you that group or this group? And then there's all that killing going on. I don't blame the people there. I think it's more like a destabilization technique. But imagine if they had access to 23andMe data, that they had like people from that village that everybody participated in, and they could be like, oh, in fact, we did actually find, you know, this group of people to be genetically different. And then imagine then if they had, if they just conducted biological warfare against those people and created some that would specifically target those group of people. This is a genocide on a mass level. And yeah, there were even rumors, speaking of tinfoil hat, that, you know, some like COVID was targeting one group of people more than another group of people. I don't know if any of the rumors involved it being artificially doing that, but if you did have some kind of artificial pathogen and you already could see that it could target one group of people over another group of people, it's a mess.
Well, I mean, you're talking about like stuff that most likely didn't happen because they've done it. They targeted, if I remember correctly, I might have to check it. I believe it was a type of mosquito. And basically made it go extinct by having it basically not be able to reproduce.
Yes. I have seen, they're doing that they've done it a few times, right? And I think they're going to do it again. Google,
so they do it with CRISPR.
Yeah. Basically what it is they'll mate with this mosquito that they released, and it just it's like a mule and it won't have kids, so they mate into non-existence. So
I want to say, like, we haven't, of course, done it with people, but it's definitely there.
I don't even think we need to do it with people. We're doing it on our own, just from sheer stress. It's like,
well, yeah, I mean, like, we're in Japan, so we hear all the time, like, the Japanese population is dying off because they're not having children, which I have comments about that I'm not going to go into, but you're right.
Yeah, it's a global phenomenon to some extent. I mean, there's obviously some groups of people that are just fine, but a surprising amount of countries you don't even think about are like, oh, you guys good? It's like, no, we are not good.
Well, actually. I mean, it's interesting because if I remember correctly, Japan doesn't even have the lowest birth rate.
Yeah, true. I think Korea might be worse. South Korea.
Yeah, I think it's South Korea.
Yeah. So.
And then, I mean, most quote unquote first world countries have low birth rates.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. But it's weird as well because I guess for me, like, data is gonna be out there, and I never know how I feel about that because you would want some data to be private. But I think,
the problem with that is, and this is going to focus on Americans mostly, is I think that people, particularly Americans, are very free with their data. So I was listening to a podcast called Snafu, if you guys have heard of it out there, and they were talking about Cambridge Analytica, the Facebook scandal, basically. And they mentioned that, like, people give away their data all the time. Like, you'll say you care about privacy, and then, like, they'll be like, do you want a discount? Well, tell me this information about yourself, and then, or your family. And people will give up that information for, like, a discount or to try for a credit card or some other kind of benefit. Because basically, right, everyone gave Facebook a lot of information. Like, I was surprised when they were talking about the sheer amount of information people gave Facebook. And then to make this more timely, the sheer amount of information that people give these chatbots.
True. Good point. Very good point. Yeah. And, when you said that, the first thing I thought was like, bro, in Japan, people be selling out their entire family and people be selling out their entire family just so that they can get like what would it be, like one, not even 1 yen, like 1 yen for every 200 yen they spend. Like, that's like the average points. They call it points. They love fake currencies out here, but it's like, to participate in these like points reward programs that I feel like almost every single shop has, even like smaller, even like mom and pop type shops, they have like point program. But I guess, to be fair, in the mom and pop type shops, then they're not going to do much with the data because they're just trying to survive. But basically every chain that I know of, from fast food chains to even like department stores to the hardware store that I go to, like, they have like a point system. And and yeah, when you sign up for that, like, when you sign up, sometimes they won't ask for your data right away, but then the moment you want to go to use it, they'll be like, oh, okay, no problem, we just need you to give us. And then it's like, yeah, for you to use these points, you just got to give them your address, your name, all kinds of stuff. And again, to be clear, they're doing it for like 0.5% of, hold on, let me get this right. 0.51%. Yeah, 0.5% from money back, which I think is pitiful. Like, we've said it before, but I mean, I would pay to not have to give stuff. So yeah. And then there's the social media thing was good. It was a very good example, because I think the Zuck was brought on trial for that. Even like, he was confronted during a trial because he had said that people are so stupid they would just give me data, something like that. I'm paraphrasing, but literally he called them stupid. He was like, they just give me this data.
Because you were giving up like all kinds of information, and then the way that like API apps worked on Facebook is it would go through your friends list and take all their information too.
I mean, to this day, they'll have like ghost profiles, even if you're not signed up. Yeah.
But I think though, people don't put as much information on Facebook as they used to.
Yeah, hopefully.
But back then, you would like put your whole family, your education, your city, like everything would be on there pretty much.
Yeah, and then there's also the whole like, LinkedIn was caught a few months, like within 2 months ago or something. They would go through all your file extensions on your browser, which, okay, they can do that. Interesting. And they never stated this, by the way, but they were looking for ways to identify your religion, even though LinkedIn itself doesn't collect your religion. And I don't even know if most jobs have like a religion section, but for whatever reason, LinkedIn wanted that information for themselves, I guess. Let's pretend they're not tied to some government agency. They wanted it for themselves, and that's creepy. And yeah, the AI going all the way back to now, it's the chatbots. That's for real. Because I mean, I don't know about everybody else, but my chatbot talks to me like she's Benny from Chainsaw Man. So you just want to tell. So you just want to tell her everything. Like, why wouldn't you? Just Benny-chan. So yeah, people are got. The 23andMe, I guess, for me is like at another level, just because once you get, like, here's the thing about people who don't know much about security. Anything that uses your biology as a form of security is not secure, because the moment you can replicate it, and we will be able to replicate it as hackers eventually, then you cannot invalidate it, because it's just always going to be you. Like, what are you going to do? Like, okay, your fingerprints leak, no problem, let me just get some new fingerprints real quick. Like, that's not going to work. So any security method that involves like this is tied to me, is to my like biology at any level, is not going to be a good long-term security method. It's obviously a good identifier. Like, I don't know if you want to replace social security numbers or something, but again, even if that leaks somehow,
I feel like that's still kind of a no-go, because when your identity gets stolen, if it's like the last stage, they can't do anything else. You get issued a new social security number. That's
the whole point. Yeah, if you can issue a new key to the person, then that's when you have good security. You have to have the ability to invalidate previous keys. I don't know. I doubt anybody's interested in this, but just look up how private and public keys work in cryptography. Maybe OpenPGP might be a good thing to look at and understand. Because if you're relying on fingerprints for anything, if you're relying on eye scans, like that was popular for a while. If you're relying, like, you're gonna get compromised, and then good luck. What are you gonna do? Like, you're gonna switch from left eye to right eye? You're gonna switch from one fingerprint to another? Like, it's just not. So 23andMe provides that, and I don't know, like, maybe the people that are doing it, it's because they're curious about their ancestry, which I don't blame them. Like, sure, I would like to know for some reason. Let's go all the way back to the original humans. Trace me all the way back. Where has my mitochondria gone? But I don't know if I would pay that price. Person, I don't know. How about you?
I think it's like I said, a family member of mine did it, and so it made them happy. But the company tells you that, like, oh yeah, it's really like not enough data. You need to get more of your family to submit their DNA as well, so that they can get a clearer picture.
Interesting. I didn't know that. So
it's because, for example, you guys can't figure this out. My sister did it, and one of the things that didn't pop up was we do have Native American ancestry. And I can say this because, like, I've literally met the person. And so, like, it just didn't really pop up very strongly for my sister, even though it was only like 1-2 generations back. And so they're like, yeah, like, it just sometimes doesn't show up as strongly or something like that. So you have to get, for a good cross-section, more than one person to do it. And I'm like, don't like that. That just sounds like you're asking for more data.
That's exactly what I was going to say. That's what it really sounds like, actually. So, yeah, not worth it. Yeah, it was on my mind because we're getting robbed so much of data that it's like, that might be like the quote unquote final frontier, or maybe that's like as personal as it gets, I guess, at this point. Because I think there's going to be a lot of security issues, and people are going to instinctively but incorrectly focus on biometrics, and
I think so.
Let's not.
But I think one of the things that people need to think about is when you're engaging in these things, so in the old days, Facebook, now using chatbots, all these different things, and whatever, like, the next thing we'll dump all our personal information into, is that, do you trust these companies? In which the answer should be no. Because I believe that, is it ChatGPT? They are involved with a shooter, and so basically the government's like, we want his chat logs. And, like, of course, they caught the killer, so I'm like, what do you need his chat logs for? And they're like, well, he planned the shooting using ChatGPT. And I'm like, what do you need the chat logs for?
Yeah, like what
And
what
and
else are
what
they gonna learn?
precedent does that set that the government can just ask, can we have your chat log?
Yeah, and also how soon before they just automate that, where like the chat logs are being constantly read. And by the way, I've gotten not in trouble, but
I don't want to burst your bubble,
Mhm.
but there are people in, I forget which African country,
Mhm.
but they're the content moderators. They already read your stuff.
That's true. You could pay them. You could pay these people regardless of where they are. If you got a man on the inside.
They get paid money and with therapy. Because they demanded therapy because they see some of the worst shit that people put into these places.
Yes. But I was gonna say, like, like for example, some people use their AI. They'll use like their microphone to chat with the AI. So, but like some microphones are not clean, especially those Bluetooth microphones. Like they wear down, they degrade over years. Like I have some from like 15 years ago, and if I try talking through that thing, like it doesn't matter how much I clean it or whatever, like something's fried inside of it. So like I've had times when I've tried to talk to my chat bot, I think it was Gemini probably, and just try to ask a question with the headphones, and then like the headphones misheard me. Or the chatbot misheard me because the audio quality is so low. And what happens if it mishears you say one thing wrong once? You know what I mean? Like that speech to text auto completes in a weird way, and that's gonna get logged in your account. So good luck, kind of thing.
And now you're on a list.
Yeah, it's not worth it. By the way, AI could be used offline, guys, for the casual stuff. There are ways to do this without having to connect to the internet, even. But a lot of people don't want to have that conversation. But to be fair, most people don't have the hardware for it, unfortunately. May they have it someday. But okay, that was a pretty full episode there. I think we'll leave
it at quite a few places.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that. And thank you all for listening. And have a good week.
Have a good week.